Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss Standard 9, Chapter number 10, Organs of Government. In this lesson of social science, we will discuss about various organs of our government and how government administrate the nation. So let's start without any disturbance. Now, if you read the paragraph, it mentioned that there are three organs of the government: the legislature, the executive, and judiciary. We shall study in detail the information of all these three organs of government, their power, their function, and their interpersonal relations. Now see, the lesson is divided into three categories. In first category, we will talk about the legislature. Second category, we talk about executive. And third, that is judiciary. We have to discuss this topic, and we have to also study what are the power of these organs and how and up to what extent they are responsible. Now, as I told you, let's start with the paper work. After every paragraph, I will repeat the paragraph with paper technique. So as you can see here, the organs of government very clearly mentioned over here. So organs of government is legislature, executive, and judiciary. And what are the topics we have to learn? Of their individual, we have to talk about their power, their function, and their interpersonal relations. Now next, one of the main objective of the nation is to maintain law and order and thereby achieve the welfare of the nation, and at the same time to nurture and protect the freedom and fundamental rights of the citizen. Now the point is what? The main objective of the nation is, in the country, law and order has to maintain. See that everybody work as per law. Nobody break the law. And because of that, we need to also achieve the welfare of the nation. What is good for nation, that we have to achieve. And at the same time, we have to nurture, we have to take care, and we have to protect the freedom and fundamental rights. We already discussed, students, about the fundamental rights in previous lecture and previous lesson. So the role, the main objective of the nation, number one, maintain law and order. Number two, achieve the welfare, the good part, whatever the good goals of the nation that has to be achieved. And at the same time, they have to nurture, take care, and protect the freedom and fundamental rights of citizens. So this is the aspects. Now, for the progressive development of the state, it is necessary that all the three organs of the government, that is the legislature, executive, and judiciary, work in mutual unity, cooperation, and coordination, so that the government can run its administration effectively and efficiently. Now the point says that the progressive development of the state means here we talk about the country. Okay, the progressive management of the nation is, for that it is necessary that all these three organs, which three organs? Legislature, executives, and judiciary, they work with mutual unity. Okay, unity among them, and cooperation, help each other, coordination, support each other, so that we can able to administrate, government can manage effectively, okay, with impact, and efficiently means with the best possible capacity. The legislature frame the law, Now this can be asked in exam. The legislature frame the law. The executive implement the framed law, and judiciary maintain the law and order by punishing the people who violate the law. Now see, it is very clearly specified that whenever we talk about the government, the legislature organ of the government, they frame the law, executive organ implement whatever the law framed, and judiciary required to see and maintain the law and order and punish the people, those who violate, those who break the law. Clear? Okay, now we will go for paperwork of this. Now see, one of the main objective of the nation is to maintain law and order and thereby achieve the welfare of the nation, and at the same time to nurture and to protect the freedom and fundamental rights of the citizen. Now, for the progressive development of the state, it is necessary that all three organs of the government, they work in with mutual unity, cooperation and coordination, so that government can run its administration effectively and efficiently. So in that context, the legislature organ frame the law, the executive implements the framed law, judiciary maintain law and order by punishing the people who violate the law. Okay, so this is the way how you can able to remember. The purpose of paperwork is to provide you the graphical representation to remember. Next, the next paragraph is the legislature as per the Constitution of India consists of parliament at the center and legislative assembly at the state level. So when we talk about legislature, they have a parliament at the central level and a legislative assembly at the state level. So it has a two bifurcation. Now the executive as per the Constitution of India consists of President, Prime Minister, Cabinet Minister and administrative system at the center. Now when we talk about executive, at central level, who is the part of executive at central level? At central level, as a part of executive as per Constitution is President, Prime Minister, Cabinet Minister and other administrative system at the center. Now, state level, Governor, the Chief Minister and his cabinet and administrative system at the state level. So state level we have Governor, Chief Minister and his cabinet and administrative system at the state level. Then after talking about executive, we have a judiciary, wherein judiciary, the Supreme Court is at top, middle level High Court of the states, and bottom level there are subordinate courts, district court, subordinate courts and special courts. Now in the judiciary, when we talk about judiciary, judiciary is totally separate, independent and organized as a whole, and it's completely apart from legislature and executive. So judiciary will not directly follow what legislature or executive say. For example, if the Supreme Court give a punishment to someone, then Prime Minister or Chief Minister cannot give the instruction to Supreme Court that you change your decision, because judiciary is completely separate, totally independent and organized as a whole, and it is not associated directly with legislature and the executive. Now let's understand this with the help of paperwork. Okay, the legislature as per the Constitution of India consists parliament at the center and legislative assemblies at the state level. Executive, the executive as per the Constitution of India, consist the President, Prime Minister, Cabinet Minister, administrative system at the central level, and the executive in the state level. They are the Governor, Chief Minister, his Cabinet Ministers, and their administrative system at the state level. So this I hope you understand. Another paperwork in this of same paragraph what we completed is the judiciary. Okay, now if you talk about judiciary, Supreme Court is at top, High Courts are in the middle, and at the bottom, in the bottom we have subordinate courts, district courts, and special courts. At the same time, judiciary, which is completely apart from legislature and executive, it is not depend on them. Okay, now we move on the next paragraph. Now in the next paragraph, it is mentioned that India is a union of states. Okay, but no state is completely independent and sovereign. Means any particular state cannot be said that I am independent, I will manage my own constitution and I have my own separate identity. No, no state can able to do that. Separate identity in terms of culture, yes, but not as a nation. So no state is completely independent and sovereign. It is a part of united, okay, as a whole, one country, India. And another thing is what? They cannot frame their own constitution and they cannot provide their own citizenship. The Indian parliamentary system has divided the power according to the principle of division of powers. So the Indian parliamentary system bifurcate the power, divide the power between center and the state level in such a way that the legislature and the executive is totally interdependent on each other. See, legislature and executive. Legislature means what? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. I hope you heard this word. That is legislature. And executive means what? President, Prime Minister, Cabinet Minister. They both are totally interdependent on each other. But whereas judiciary is separate, independent and impartial organ. Now we will see the paperwork. Look at the paperwork. India is a union of states. No state is completely independent or sovereign. Okay. At the same time, the Indian parliamentary system has divided the power according to the principle of division of power. Now, what is the principle of division of power? It says that the power required to be shared between the center and the state. Legislative plus executive, both legislative and executive both are totally interdependent on each other. So the point says that the Indian parliamentary system divide the power according to the principle of division of power, but they divide the power between central and state level in such a way that legislature part of organ of government and the executive organ of government both are totally interdependent on each other. But where is the judiciary? The judiciary is separate, independent and impartial organ. Judiciary is not related with them directly. Judiciary is not interdependent on these two. So judiciary is separate, interdependent and impartial organ. So here D all MCQ is possible. Okay, so this is what our introductory part of chapter number 10 indicate. So I would like to conclude this video over here. Alright, and from next lecture onwards I will ask the question. We would like to start the new tradition. In 10th standard I already start, but 9th standard I will start with this video onwards. Whoever give the answer of my question through comment section, then that particular person's name I will announce in my next video. Whoever give the answer of my question whoever will give the answer of my question, I will announce their name in the next video. How you give the answer? In the comment section. So today's question is, I will speak 2 times. Today's question is, you have to write the name of our education minister, governor, president, prime minister and chief minister. I repeat, you have to write the name of educational minister, governor, president, prime minister and chief minister. You need to write the answer in the comment section. Whoever write the answer, please mention your name. If you mention your name, then I will announce your name in my next video. Okay, so we will conclude over here, students. Thank you so much for listening, and please take care of yourself. God bless you.